Hello gang, good to have you back again. Of course, if you're tuning in for the first time, I am the Articulate Grunt. Welcome to my channel. Now, after the last vid I did where I shared a little bit of a story from Iraq where I distributed food out to the villages and such, I've got a couple questions asking if I'd mind sharing more stories, more remembrances from Iraq and such. I don't see why not. I don't see any reason not to. It's going to be some of the more milder stories and such. I'm not going to get too graphic. I'm not going to do anything that's going to violate or give too much away on various things. But hopefully it'll take a bit of information away with you. Get to understand the culture and the people a little bit better. So with that, today the story of the loss of a father and two sons. So I was out with my patrol group and we stopped in an Iraqi army facility. Only company size, outlying patrol and security facility. But when we pulled in, you had to get off the paved road, drive down a dirt road to go in the front gate into the wall for the little facility. We did so. We were inside talking for a few minutes, and one of my sergeants yells to me, "Hey, sir, we got some weird activity going on the dirt road where we just came in." I climb up on the vehicle, look out there with him, pull my binos, and look out, and sure enough, not even 100 meters away, 300 feet, give or take, are three guys digging a hole and setting up an IED, a roadside bomb. Right there where we just drove in, where we can see plain as day from the top of the vehicles. My sergeant just looked at me and was like, "Sir, we gotta, they're right there. Give it a minute. I want to see this. Let's watch this for a sec." And we probably should have just moved straight out. It probably would have turned out different. But as we're watching, they're wiring up the bomb, digging the hole and everything. And one of them takes a long wood block. I'd have to expand the camera. It was about 3-4 foot long. Obviously had a pressure sensor on it. It's made so that the vehicle rolls over it and boom, the bomb blows up under your vehicle. This pressure sensor sets it off. It goes off. Well, he hooks it up and then turns and tosses it on the ground. It apparently landed with the pressure sensor down, which triggered everything off. They had everything wired up and the bomb blew sky high, blowing the three of them into chunks. Just boom, and they're everywhere. And it's just that mentality and everything of the moment. Me and a couple of my sergeants sit there watching the whole thing go off. It was just kind of that pregnant pause and then break out laughing. It's like, what a group of freaking idiots. And I wrote up my incident report on the whole thing, wrote up paperwork, thanks a lot, dead guys. And we helped the Iraqi army to clean it up, survey the scene and everything, figure out what they had been using, all that kind of stuff. But we're doing it, and a couple of women come up there screaming, wailing, moaning at us, and I've got guys, along with the Iraqi army guys, keeping them back off the scene. My translator starts explaining it was apparently one of the ladies' husband and sons who had been setting the bomb. It's like, okay, they were trying to kill us. I don't care. But fine, we'll talk. And she's screaming everything. Of course, she's beside herself. She just lost her husband and two sons, who had apparently, this is how it goes over there, or at least how it did at the time, the insurgents, few in number, but needing to get things done, would offer cash money, US dollars, to local farmers and other individuals, which is what this father and his two sons were. They were farmers. They paid them $50 up front and gave them the explosives materials to set a bomb. As long as it hit U.S. forces, they got another $50 U.S. If not, the insurgents were going to be unhappy with them because they already paid them half up front, that kind of thing. They'd make $100 U.S. In some of the regions we were working, that was 2 to 4 months' pay, and was a big chunk of money. So a lot of times farmers and such would take those little jobs, would do it. It didn't matter if they hurt us, killed us, or not. If it hit the U.S. forces, they got more money. Well, we wrapped up, got up out of there, and a little while later I get called up to command. It's literally a couple days later. So apparently the woman had gone to the Iraqi army post and filed a complaint, had filed a claim for the loss of the men of her family against my command and the U.S. forces for having resulted in their deaths. And I had to go back out and see to this. So we rolled back out, and she filed a complaint because the three primary men of her family were dead. It's like, now I explained, they were trying to kill us. Had they come out with AKs shooting at us, which, by the way, every adult male is permitted one AK-47 or 74, whichever is available, and one full mag of ammunition in Iraq. It's the law. At least it was last time I deployed there. If they'd come out shooting at us, we'd have cut them down. You know, if they'd have been hostiles firing on us, we'd have shot back. They were trying to blow us up and blew themselves up. I'm not responsible for that, and I'm not paying for it. And that's going to be my recommendation to command. I have now verified that, yes, you are the widow of that situation, of that previous report I submitted, which had been validated by the Iraqi army officials, which sometimes mattered, sometimes didn't, but that no, we were not responsible. We did not cause an accident, which is what she claimed. And I wasn't paying, and the U.S. government or UN forces should not be responsible for any such payment. It was their own choice in life. They got $50 up front. I'm sorry. And she, of course, well, what are we going to do? We need income. It's like, well, do you know who gave them the explosives? We have rewards for turning over information on insurgents and suppliers. And as I was doing that, and that was being explained by my translators, I pulled a fat roll of Iraqi money and a accompanying roll of U.S. money. I was actually holding them one hand side by side. We have rewards for bringing in information. You know, when you're asking X amount, I don't remember how much, but they got paid about $50 up front. I can literally pay you $1,000 U.S. if you bring us information that leads to the capture and arrest of insurgents or weapons cache depots. She, of course, got all offended, you know, how dare we, and took off. You know, that was the end of it. Still filed her complaint. I filed everything with command, and long story short, just for those of you that are going to ask, well, how did it turn out? She didn't get a red cent. But now what am I trying to share with you, give you a knowledge of the culture, is the way the insurgents worked. That they'd go to otherwise completely innocent people, scraping living hand to mouth, and offer them what would effectively be big money to just go plant a bomb. It didn't have to hurt anyone. It didn't have to actually have any effect. It just had to hit U.S. forces. This kept the insurgents out of the front line of fighting. It kept the number of strikes up and just cost them a little bit of cash. What it did on the other side was made us enemies and cost otherwise innocent people their lives. Desperate people just trying to get ahead. Thus, if you reference back to my other video, links in the description, to where I distributed food and interacted with the local communities, you might understand how that had such a good effect. Take care of yourselves. Leave your thoughts and comments down below. Hit the like or dislike. Subscribe if you haven't already. And tweet it to your friends. Help them to open up their minds and their understanding. Hope this found you well. Take care of yourselves. Get out. Get involved in your community. Go do something. Make a difference. And take care. I will catch you later. Out from here, I am the Articulate Grunt. Bye.